What's up, everybody? So, I'm not gonna lie to you. It has been a difficult challenge to motivate to record today. It's almost 5 o'clock in the evening, and I have spent most of today pretending like I'm busy. It's honestly because I feel, whew, I feel drained. And I shouldn't because, like, good things are happening, but also, like, that's draining. And celebrating 6 months. Woo! 6 months being married. That's so cool. And I put a post out on Twitter and I put a post on Facebook last night to talk about this a little bit. But I wanted to talk about the before time. Because a lot of you, if you've known me the past 4 years, or you're following my journey, or you're keeping tabs on what I got going on, if you think I have my life put together, got him. I don't. I'm working on it. But it was much wilder. I wanted to elaborate on the story, and it's a story time. It's a story time of how we got here. Short version. The version that doesn't involve a whole bunch of other ridiculousness, and instead is just a short version. Here's a short version. Um, I had went back to Virginia to find home. I went searching for something that no longer, and I didn't find what I was looking for. None of my plans worked out, and I was pretty crushed and super not in a good spot. I moved back up here in the winter of 2014. I think it was 2014. No, well, 2014 turning into 2015. The winter of 2015. Moved back up here, and I stayed with my family for a bit, which consisted of me sleeping on like an air mattress next to a bookshelf, and it sucked living at home because that sucked, and I wanted out. The only place I could really find that I could afford was living in the dorms that summer at college, so I went back to college for a semester for this simple reason of I only went to school for the dorm. I could afford the few $100s it was to stay there, and it helped me get back on my feet. Um, I put myself way too much into the point where I was in there like 4 or 5 hours a day. My mental health was not good. My physical health, like on the outside, probably looked good, but on the inside, no. I I was already having symptoms of stuff that I'm still dealing with. And I had used distractors such as going out to the bar, heavily drinking, and the gym to not deal with my problems. Wasn't a good choice. That summer came and went very quickly. At the end of that summer, I was left looking at the fact of I hadn't attended most of my classes or done anything scholastically related. Instead, I had just partied and spent the summer essentially being a hobo. Um, Life caught up to me. My little break from reality was over, and it was time to grow up again next time. um, Began applying to different jobs and trying to figure out life. And had a friend who worked at a place like, we're hiring, you should apply. Like, all right, whatever. I need a job. Like, I need work because I don't like living out of my truck. I don't like being homeless. Not a fan of either. Um, so I got that job August 4th, which is coming up. August 4th, 2015 was my official first day, and that was also the first day that I got my apartment. The apartment I lived in before had two windows. It was a basement apartment that I could afford. Had two windows that were about this big, essentially no natural light. It was a basement apartment. It was not great for my mental health. Moving in, everything I owned fit in my truck. The furniture I had was a computer desk that was more like just a table that I put my computer on. I had an armchair that a friend had gave me after I had moved in. I had a George Foreman grill, a fan, an air mattress, and about it. If you would have walked through my apartment, you would have thought like a very messy serial killer, or like it's the kind of apartment you would see on like one of those Netflix documentaries of like, this is where the person lived. Wasn't good, because my mental health, one of my signs of poor mental health is the fact that my environment is completely and utterly trashed. I cleaned up my battle station today because I realized how trashed it was. And I say cleaned up, it's not fully done. I wanted to record, because I didn't, I wouldn't. So I moved into this apartment and I was starting to adjust, living in place and life. The job was insane, high stress, highly chaotic. Working residential treatment and helping at-risk youth. It took a toll on me. It was a nice escape because I could overinvest in my work, which isn't healthy either. I'm phenomenal at finding all of the unhealthy coping skills. That's why you should learn from me, because I've done all the wrong ones. I started working there, and through that, made some friends. And pro tip, if you're ever working in the social work field, have colleagues that are also friends that you can decompress with time with outside of work. Otherwise, you will go insane. I'm telling you. We would go out, and friend groups would change over time. And there was someone who very cute and single, which was also really important. Cute and single. That's like the two things right there. Boom. Done. Cute and single. Laughed at my jokes. Sometimes. I'll take sometimes. Like, there's 3 good check marks right there. Cute, single, laughed at my jokes. Also, she just carried herself in such a way with poise that stoic isn't the right word, but I would use stoic. Like, I had so much respect for her, and I was terrified. For anyone out there who thinks like, oh, Druk, you're such a suave, smooth guy. No. I literally, we'll get there. I'll tell you a story when we get there. We've been friends for quite a few months, and I was getting accustomed to living where I live, and I was getting accustomed to work where I worked and that life. And it was a big change for me. Felt isolated from a lot of the people I was connected with, so I had to make connections. Hard, but I did it because I wanted to survive. And then our friend group started changing, and people left, and things changed. Finally, I was like, you know what? I really, really like this woman. Hey, girl, like we're in our late 20s. Woman, like I need to ask her out. I would love to tell you that there was some suave way, some uber romantic gesture that I did to do that, but actually, like literally, I flipped a coin. I literally flipped a coin and said, "It worked." Heads. I asked her out. And I kind of asked her out, but also she was smart enough to realize what I was trying to do and also that I was floundering. So I would say it was a team effort for us to plan our first date. We went and saw Star Wars. It was awesome. We had some Chipotle. It was awesome. And got to talk. And that started the rest of it. The first time she came over to my apartment, I was terrified. I was terrified because I was living in squalor, essentially. I was embarrassed, but also like I didn't have the capacity at that point in time. I've improved. Not great, I've improved. But I knew immediately that she was not with me for my money, because I ain't got that. And it wasn't for my lavish properties or fancy cars. Didn't have either of those. She saw me as I was, but she also saw a potential in me. And when I say that, I don't mean someone who's looking to change everything. That's not what I'm looking at. Not like a fixer-upper, like I'm going to remodel this, put a whole fresh coat of paint, change everything about the person. They're going to be a great person. I like that. Like, she saw through the struggle. She saw through the facade that I was putting on. She saw who I was and should be. Believed in me. I think that's the craziest thing. During a lot of times where I didn't even believe in myself, she believed in me. We started dating, and we made it quite a while. She would routinely every Sunday went to church. I didn't. I didn't, because I wasn't faith at that time. And that went on for about 2 years, where I knew her faith, I knew how important it was to her, but I couldn't get myself to. Finally, a little over a year ago, I started to ask, like, what time is service? What do I do? He invited me to come out. Started going. It worked out well. I want to give, no, that's gonna be another video. I'm gonna do another video on marriage tips, things I've learned in the first 6 months. It's gonna be good. I've learned so much. What I want to say is genuinely evaluate relationships. I have been in disingenuous relationships before, but I have never felt such an honest and genuine, and that was built slowly over time. A lot of trial and error on my part, a lot of error, but a lot of patience. We're both kind of difficult people to. You know me in person, you know that I'm a character. Sometimes I can be a bit much. She's recognized that sometimes it's frustrating to deal with, because she is very set in her way. Hard. But when you genuinely love somebody, want to see the best for them, you're not fixing something up, building something. Them, share. That's a little story there. When we met, I essentially owned nothing but a pile of junk. Date. I cohabitate a house. I own a grill. I have a snake. Two real beds. Well, 2 foam mattress beds. I have a clothes hamper. Yeah. A motorized toothbrush, because I follow instructions. I take medicine. I have a bunch of other stuff, but what I mainly have is a life partner who wants to grow better together. Makes my heart happy. It really does. That's the little story. I said on Twitter I'd do a little story time video. So that is a story kind of how we met, how we got here. I'm getting ready to record the video for things I've learned during the first 6 months of marriage. Hopefully it's not a short video, because I feel like I've learned a lot of things, but we'll see. Hopefully you check that out. If not, check out some of the other videos on the channel. I would love for you to look around, like, comment, because I will comment back. I want to talk with you. I want to talk with you about your journey, about my journey, about all the journeys, about the band journey. Saying, even the shoe place, never been in there, but I feel like we could have a conversation. Until next time, appreciate you. Bye.